Hi, welcome to this Blender video tutorial entitled Selecting Edges. Often during the modeling process, you'll find the need to select, move, rotate, or scale an object's edges. To demonstrate this process, I've placed a UV sphere object and a cube object in my Blender scene. I'll select the cube object and tab into Edit mode. When an object is first added to the scene, and you tab into Edit mode, Blender by default places the object in Vertex Select mode and selects all of the vertices. The control button for Vertex Select mode is located here on the 3D Editor viewport header. You can switch to Edge Select mode by clicking on the Edge Select mode button, or you can press Control-Tab, which displays the Mesh Select mode box, and select Edge. To begin editing, you may have to press the A key to deselect the vertices or the edges. Now I'm in solid display mode, so in edit mode, the faces of the cube appear translucent. All of the selection methods available for selecting objects are also available for selecting edges. For instance, I can right-click on any of the edges to select them. I can also hold down my Shift key and add edges to the selection. Pressing the A key deselects the edges. I'll switch to Front View, Numpad 1. I'll press the B key and box select these center edges. Note that the box select also selects the edges behind the ones I selected. I'll deselect the edges. Another method for selecting edges is using Circle Select. To use Circle Select, I'll press the C key. This displays a circle that can be expanded or constrained by scrolling the center scroll wheel. To select edges, just place the circle over the edges and left-click. This will select any edge that is even partially within the circle. You can continue to add to the selection by left-clicking again. Right-clicking escapes the Circle Select. I'll deselect the edges. If you press the C key, Circle Select, and hold your left mouse button down, you can select edges by simply dragging the circle across the edges. This method is very useful in selecting edges. Right-clicking escapes the Circle Select. I will deselect the edges, tab out of Edit mode, and select the UV sphere object and tab back into Edit mode. I will also deselect the edges and go to Wireframe Display mode. I'll then hide my Translate widget so that you can see the selection more clearly. Now with some objects, you may want to select a horizontal or a vertical loop of edges. To do this, hold down your Alt key and right-click select an edge. Holding down the Alt key and selecting a horizontal edge will automatically select the entire horizontal loop of edges. Holding down the Alt key and selecting a vertical edge will automatically select the entire vertical loop of edges. It is also possible to select rings of edges by holding down the Control and Alt key and selecting an edge. Holding down the Control and Alt keys and selecting a vertical edge will select the entire ring of horizontal edges. Holding down the Control and Alt keys and selecting a horizontal edge will select the entire ring of vertical edges. If you forget the Blender keyboard shortcuts for Edge Loop and Edge Ring selection, you can simply select a single edge and then press Ctrl-E, which displays the Edge menu, and select either Edge Loop or Edge Ring. I will deselect the edges, tab out of Edit mode, and select the cube object. Then tab back into Edit mode. Selecting edge rings also works on the cube object. Here I will select this bottom edge. Then press Ctrl-E, Edge menu, and select Edge Ring. This selects the ring of edges that includes the original selected edge. I'll deselect the edges and reselect this side edge. Then press Ctrl-E Edge menu and select Edge Ring again. Here the opposite ring of cube edges are selected. I will deselect the edges. I'll turn back on the Transform Manipulator and then select these 4 edges on the right. Then I'll press the E key and extrude the face a bit along the x-axis. It is possible to slide edges along existing connecting edges. Here I will then select the 4 center edges. Now I will press Ctrl-E Edge menu and select Edge Slide. Here I can slide the 4 edges along the connecting edges. To position them, I left-click. Edge Slide is a useful tool for placing edges where you want them to be placed. Here I will select a single edge and then press Ctrl-E and select Edge Slide again. I'm able to slide this single edge along the connecting edges and place it. Note what happens to the connecting edges as I slide the edge. To place the edge, I left-click the mouse. I will undo these edge slidings. All of the Move, Rotate, and Scale tools available for moving, rotating, and scaling objects are also available for moving, rotating, and scaling edges. I'll select the center top edge and then press the G key, grab, followed by the Z key, and move the selected edge up along the Z axis. I'll now select these 2 inside edges and press the S key and scale them down. I'll now press the R key followed by the X key and rotate the edges around the X-axis. Note that all of the transform widgets are also available for use when moving, rotating, and scaling edges. The Translate widget, the Rotate widget, and the Scale widget.